I know right now you may feel lost. You may feel like you have no direction or you have no idea where you're going. And I want you to think back to Roronoa's Zoro. When he was in One Piece, still is in One Piece, he would always get lost. And I absolutely loved when he would get lost because I always just found it so funny because he still ended up somehow finding his way back to where he needed to go. Yes, he did have a little bit of help from his friends and colleagues and other people around him that helped him not get as lost as he typically would be. The great part about getting lost, you guys, is I think Zoro has had the most fun and the most adventures out of all of the Straw Hat crew. Primarily because he just steps out and he just starts walking. He has no idea where he's going. He's like, I'll figure it out. And he still ends up somehow in the place that he needs to be. And that's the great part. If you go feel lost right now, I know I've felt lost and maybe I'm still somewhat lost right now. Like when I ended up leaving my corporate job that was paying me 6 figures annually, I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done killing my soul. I want to go give YouTube a try. I want to try and coach people. I want to help people not have to go through the same pain, suffering, and sorrow that I went to, along with grieving, because it's not something that I think anybody is as strong or capable of doing. I was in a rare case and rare scenario where I had been alone for a lot of my life, and I learned how to cope. I learned how to understand how to be comfortable with myself, how to not need to have other people around me on my journey, and that's perfectly okay. And that's why, like, I have gotten lost a couple of times. I just don't look at somebody who's lost. They aren't really lost. They're just on their own path. They're paving their own way. They're taking their own chances. They're living the life that they want to live by maybe going a different route than somebody else's, because Zoro, he always made it to the battle. He was always there to protect the people that he needed to protect, even if he did get lost along the way, but he was never truly gone. He had always been there. He had just been wandering around, a wandering soul, trying to find his way, and like I said, he always showed up, which is something that I myself have done, and I have a feeling that you may be doing the exact same thing right now. You might be in a place or a position of family members you might not get along with. You might be like, I feel lost. I don't know what I should be doing once I graduate high school, or I don't know what I should be doing once I graduate college. What type of job should I take? Where should I go with my life? Should I keep watching anime? Should I not watch anime? Should I work out? Should I not work out? And there's a lot of decisions that make us feel lost, that make us feel like we don't know where we should go next. And that's normal. It's normal. It's normal not having all the answers. It's normal not knowing the direct place they need to go to. And that's why I think it's good to get lost from time to time. I think it's good to get lost within yourself, within the people, within the communities that you visit, because that's where true growth and happiness comes from. That's where you start to find who you are. That's how you start to become stronger. That's how you start to evolve as a person. At least that's how it has been for me. And I feel like if I've been able to do it, I don't see why somebody else couldn't do it as well. And that's where coaching comes in, and why I think why I know I can help you guys through providing coaching just once a day. It's something that I have my own personal coach as well now, and she's helped me in more ways than I ever could have imagined. If you don't want to do coaching, if you just want to keep watching these videos, then by all means, just keep watching the videos. Or if you can't do coaching, all I ask is just share this with a friend, family member, somebody that you hate, and to see if they get a kick out of it or enjoy the video, because it is something that is very interesting to see how most people that I've talked with are lost. And they're not lost in the way that Zoro was lost. They're just lost in general. They don't have direction. They don't have purpose. They don't have drive, because I was in their shoes as well before I found out about self-development, personal growth, meditation, journaling, books, audiobooks, podcasts, business, spirituality, and the such. Once I learned about those, that's when I started to find myself. Because too often I would suppress my emotions, and I did it earlier today as well too, which I'm not proud of myself for doing that. I wasn't wanting to feel, I wasn't wanting to get to work, I wasn't wanting to sit down and record these videos because I knew they were going to be different from other videos that I've done in the past, and I was afraid of how people would resonate and respond to them. And that's why I was like, you know what, I'm going to get lost in the process. I'm going to get lost in the journey, and I'm going to just figure out how I can take it in the direction that I want to by experimenting, by trying something new, because clearly what I've been doing, it has been helping out the right people, and I want it to help out more people. That's my goal. I hope it happens one day. I just figure I keep showing up, I keep talking, I keep sharing my stories, my experiences. Maybe somebody else will want to be interested in this. And that's why if you guys feel lost right now, like I do, I just start walking. I start choosing a direction and I move forward. And I can give you a little bit of a story for this as well too. And I might have talked about this in another video. I don't believe I did. I have a couple of different channels, so sometimes it gets hard for me to mix and match all of them together. But I was on a hiking trip with a couple of friends of mine, and we were just out there having fun, having a good time, and we'd stop. And I'm just like, why are we stopping? Like, what are we doing? Like, let's just keep going. Because when we stop, that's when things don't continue to move forward. And that's why it's better to be lost and moving than stop and be stagnant. And that's why I like Zoro, because he's not like the rest of the crew. Like, there's an episode that I remember where he's like, hey, I'm going to go into the market. And I think Sanji was going to go into the market as well. And I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, Robin and Chopper and Nami ended up staying back on the boat. And they're like, Zoro, don't get lost. And he's like, oh, don't worry, I won't get lost. I'd rather be Zoro, where I just wander off and get lost and find out an adventure, because I'm pretty sure in that episode, if I'm remembering correctly, he found his sword, if I'm not mistaken. You guys can let me know down in the comments, but I'm pretty sure he found his sword, or he ran into the blind guy. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. He was one of the vice admirals during the Dressrosa arc. And I'm pretty sure that's the arc that I'm thinking about right now. And when he ended up just walking and leaving the ship, unlike the rest of the crew that ended up staying back, he found what he was looking for. And that's why I think it's better just to start walking, start moving, even if you get lost along the way, because you're never truly getting lost. You're just going to the place that you needed to go to find the thing that you needed to find to help you get to the next spot that you're wanting to go to, which then brings you to another place. And then all of a sudden, everything you've ever needed it comes to you magically when you do get lost, when you do start walking, when you do wander around. It's just when you stay on the ship, you don't get off, you don't explore town, you don't talk with people, you don't just explore, then you stay where you're at. So it's better to be lost than to be stagnant. And we all get lost from time to time. But as we start to move, walk around, new opportunities, new experiences, new people, they start to come into our world, and we start to evolve as people, as individuals, as oneself, to find more clarity and peace of mind, which is a really, really surreal feeling, you guys.